with me again today, and today I've got Gabby with us. So Gabby is one of our athletes. She's been with us for a couple of years now, and she's been involved with us in lots of different events. I mean, I first had my first interaction with her when we went to Snow Planet together, and she was skiing her way down the slopes, which was really good fun. But she also involves herself all through a lot of other sports with us, especially para-athletics. And as well, she's one of our most recent scholarship recipients as well. So congratulations on that. But Gabby, do you just want to take a couple of minutes and introduce yourself a little bit further for us?
Yeah, so I'm Gabby. I'm 15 and I go to Pakuranga College. With Parafed, I'm been doing their athletics, so I'm involved with wheelchair racing, and I do their fam fitness class, and I used to do wheelchair racing. So I'm a very sporty person. I love doing sports, and yeah.
Beautiful. That's awesome. So tell us about, so you mentioned, like, obviously you're a very sporty person, as we've seen you in so many disciplines within Parafed Auckland. And so with all of these accomplishments across all sports, tell us about what drives you to be so involved and what makes you enjoy it so much, and all of that kind of exciting details in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, before I got sick, I used to play a lot of sport. I'm a very competitive person, and I like, instead of doing it just for fun, I like competing. I used to actually do athletics when I was younger, so I did the 100 meter and 200 meter races. So I've always had a love for tennis and other sports like netball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the kind of person that just wants to sit around and do nothing. I love doing heaps of different things. Yeah, I like keeping myself busy. Yeah,
it's a good quality to have. And a lot of your family's quite active as well. I mean, your mum was talking to me about the ski camps that you guys used to go on and are intending to keep going on as well.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, skiing's one of my hobbies, I would say.
Oh, cool. And so you're quite surrounded by that, both competitive nature, but like recreation activity nature as well, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool to have such a great network around you, so close to home. So you mentioned that you were happy to discuss the kind of experience that you went through before you got sick, and how you kind of have maintained your activity going through as you've become a wheelchair user. Do you just want to kind of dig into the experience and the emotions that went into it, and kind of what kept your half glass full?
Yep. So before I got sick, I was very into netball. Netball was what I wanted to do for a career. I wanted to be in the Silver Ferns. So once I did get sick, being competitive and playing sports, I didn't want to stop doing. So I just found new ways to be competitive, and wheelchair racing is one of the ways I found that.
That's awesome. And so how has the, athletics community and the tennis community and all the sports that you've been involved with, how has that made you excited to be involved again as well?
I think because if I hadn't got sick, I wouldn't have discovered all these sports. I was so focused on just netball, I wouldn't have found that I actually loved tennis as well, and also wheelchair racing. So yeah, it's opened my mind a lot.
That's awesome. And so I really want to, I think you've got a really unique perspective on how to manage yourself, because you've got all these different aspects of your life. Ooh, the advantage of being outside, you get all the outside noises. But yeah, you've got all these amazing perspectives about being a teenager, going, like you just started your NCA level 1 and doing well there, being an awesome family member, obviously, and as well excelling as an athlete. How do you manage and balance all of those components and still give everything you can to each of those components?
So for me, an important part about being an athlete is having all that family and friend support around you. My family and friends are really encouraging, and with whatever sport I love, they love with me. I also want to be an architect when I'm older, so doing well at school is very important to me, but my sports help me keep fit and helps to clear my mind, so it all complements each other.
Yeah. So have you spent much thought about, I mean, I know that it's something that maybe we shouldn't talk about, but at the same time, I think it's really important to talk about, but that plan B. So like being an athlete, we want to dedicate ourselves completely into the sport because you can't neglect anything. But at the same time, sport careers are shorter than other professional careers. And so it's apparent that you've thought about being an architect. How do you think that's going to take place in your life?
Well, I've always loved designing houses. So for me, if I want to be an architect, I want to like design and adapt houses for people in wheelchairs. Make our community more accessible for those people.
Oh, wow. That's awesome that you're using kind of your experience that you've gone through in the last few years to help others. That's really inspiring. So much maturity for such a young person. You probably get told that a lot too. And so I guess we'll finish and we'll just kind of spend the last few minutes about, well, if you were to meet yourself 3 years ago, and that's pre-sickness, isn't it? That's just before you got sick or so. What advice, regardless if you knew that you were going to end up in a wheelchair and things, what advice do you think you'd give yourself excelling forward into both sports and being an awesome human?
I often joke about that I would have never sat down. I would always be standing.
Yeah.
But I think just like still giving everything a go and keep doing anything, like keep trying new things, and yeah.
That's really cool. And would this be, I mean, as I've said in previous podcasts that I've done with other athletes, my favorite question is, what's something that you tell a teenager today that is differently abled as well? Like, what's something that you pass on down to them that you've learned yourself in your experience?
I'll probably say that although the situation sucks, what has happened to you, you need to find the positives from the negatives, because although it does suck, there will be so many positives that come out of it. And just don't give up on the things that you love. There's always a way to keep doing them. You just need to find new ways of doing them, and there's always people out there that will help you achieve that.
That's really cool. Have you done sorry, I'm digging into it deeper because I think it's some awesome knowledge to kind of adopt and think about, but have you done much active practice in that gratitude, or is it something that's you've just always been a part of you?
I think I didn't know it like before I got sick, but like afterwards I kind of feel that I did learn to get the positives out of the negatives and not just sit there and feel sorry for myself. Actually, there's so many good things. Yeah, you just have to look on the bright side, really.
Cool. That's so inspiring. And I think like there's a lot of resources out there that can support you if you're not used to this kind of half glass full mindset as well. So definitely, this is me speaking to everyone listening, that have a look around for some gratitude stuff, some mindfulness work. So you're more than welcome to message the Parafed Facebook chat, and if the listeners want to learn more about that gratitude and positivity work, that is definitely beneficial to both you as a person and you as an athlete, as Gabby has so well exampled for us today. All right, Gabby, thank you so much for coming on board and sitting out with me. I'm out in my garden, which is amazing. And I'm sure, like most people know, but Gabby's got this amazing farm that she's always training in when I get to coach her with fam. So, yeah, thank you so much for coming on board. I will pop your athlete account into the comments, so if anyone is keen to message Gabby, and even if it's just like, hey, your podcast was awesome, or ask her some more questions about how she manages herself, then yeah, just flick her a message. I'm sure that she'll be happy to communicate with anyone that wants to get a hold of her as well. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you very soon when we're out of lockdown, but look after yourself, and I'll see you at the session on Friday. And then everyone listening, if you haven't already, then obviously subscribe over to our YouTube channel, because then you'll get notifications when we've got a new podcast out. But otherwise, I will see you next Tuesday for another episode of the podcast Huddle. See you guys.